This is a really special week, actually, for a lot of reasons that I'm going to explain to you. So Snow Week, let's dive into the story because it's a really sweet story. So we start with this scene of Rudabug. Now Rudabug, right, is our gardener. So as we kind of got a hint of in the end of our autumn stories where he's saying goodnight to his garden, winter can be a harder time for a gnome who loves to garden. So winter is a little bit of a harder time for Rudabug because his garden is asleep. And Rudabug loves the snow because it brings a joy and a beauty to winter that when winter is cold and bleak and wet with no snow, I think we've all felt how dreary that can feel. So we start with Rudabug and he's kind of longing for the Snow Queen and he calls to her and sings her song. Now this song is very, 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 very special, but it's actually one of the only few, I think there's like 2 or 3 songs that Nathaniel actually didn't write the melody for this one. This was Tchaikovsky. So if you're familiar with the Nutcracker, this is Tchaikovsky's Snow Queen song. So if you know that song from the Nutcracker, he put these gorgeous lyrics to this song and I feel like it just brings the song to so much life. And of course this is special for us because long ago I was the Snow Queen in the Nutcracker. So I performed to this song. This was my last performance of my dance career, was the Snow Queen, and Nathaniel was stationed in Japan, had never seen me dance, and he flew across the world to surprise me at one of my last performances. So he got to see me dance the Snow Queen, and it was a lovely surprise homecoming moment. So this whole story, this whole song just has a very special place in our hearts because of the history between us and how, you know, this song was so near and dear to me since I got to perform it, and that he got to see me as the Snow Queen. So if you want to go and listen to the actual Nutcracker, it's like one of the last songs before the snow song in Act 1. So listen to it, it's so beautiful and these words just go to it so beautifully. So really special song there. So Rudabug calls to her with this song and then the Snow Queen comes, hooray. And so then the Snow Queen comes and covers the garden with a blanket of snow. And then the next day we have this really fun Snowy Day song, of course sung by Petty Palm. Please post your Snow Queen video again. I did share last year a video of me doing that Snow Queen dance. So if you all insist, I can share that again if you want to. I just watched it with my children. I always love showing them every year my old Nutcracker performances. So yes, if you want, I could share. Then second half of the story is just a fun snow day. They're making snow gnomes, snow angels, and things. Yay! Oh, okay. All right. I will post that. Especially now that it's December, it's Nutcracker season. It's fun to listen to that song and watch that. So I'll post that before Christmas for you all. So Snowy Day, it's a really sweet, starts really reverent with that beautiful song and then ends really fun. So this is a really fun song to go out with your kids and hop and skip through the snow. And then of course the songs this week, we have Snow Queen, we have Snowy Day. They're really, I love when Nathaniel's able to weave the reverence and the fun and the range of emotions he's able to get into these stories is really remarkable, honestly. So enjoy those songs. And our activities this week, again, kind of get to enjoy the feeling of snow without being dependent on it snowing outside. Our day 1, instead of Play-Doh, we have snow dough. So if you mix baking soda and either hair conditioner, or you can also use shaving cream. I tend to prefer hair conditioner because I can more easily get white unscented hair conditioner versus shaving cream. So if you mix those together, it kind of creates this snow texture. It almost even feels cold. You can put it together in a little ball and you can kind of create with it like snow. So this is also fantastic for small world play. The kids can use their little puppet figures if you want to make little snowmen and really just kind of feel what snow feels like. But also, if you want to skip this, you can also just do white Play-Doh today, if that feels better too. So if you take the cinnamon clove Play-Doh from Cozy Week and just omit the spices, that'll give you a nice just white Play-Doh. So if you just want to make an easy white Play-Doh, because the snow dough is a little messier, so that's up to you. If you want to go for it, use the snow dough, or if you want to just swap with white Play-Doh, that can totally work too, and they'll enjoy that just as much. So some snow modeling. Then we have embroidery for our Living Arts Day main activity. This I just love to introduce to children. So you use a little embroidery hoop and burlap because it has those nice spaces, and if you use a blunt tapestry needle, thread it with some yarn, they can start to, this is just perfect fine motor skills for them to be able to kind of start pushing and pulling that needle up and down. And if you want to draw a little guide of a snowflake for them to come up and down and see how that thread, that yarn can create, I'll flip back so you can kind of see it, and we'll do this overhead shot for you. So this, there we are. This is kind of what we're going for here. Now, of course, if you have little ones, don't expect it to be this perfect. This was mine that I did, but it's a great starting point. So if you have a 5 or 6-year-old, they would absolutely be able to follow a very simple drawn pattern. But for little ones, they can just get the motion of going up and down and up and down. I've done this with 2-year-olds and, you know, right next to them, and I'll poke it through and have them, okay, go grab the needle, go up, 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 all the way through. And now can you dive the needle down through the ground? And there it is, pull it through. So if you really guide them, you can go through each step. And then once they're all the way through, because it's burlap, you can actually kind of unsew it and go back the way you came, undo it, and then you can do it again as many times as you want. So the burlap and the yarn and the blunt end needle just makes it really accessible for them to try and try again. You can really guide the littler ones or your older ones. They can kind of start creating. My boys love this, and I gave this to them with a few colors of yarn the other day, and my son, he's 6, and he embroidered a candelabra. It was beautiful. So you'd be surprised what they might be able to create. And it's a really great introduction to needlework, really great fine motor skills. So really nice activity there with some embroidery, and I love having some embroidery fans get to introduce this to their little ones. Then we're making on our baking day morning, kind of that craft activity. We're doing some snowflakes, kite paper snowflakes. So with this, I like to take one sheet and cut it up into 4, so it doesn't take quite so many sheets, and then you can have a snowflake about this big instead of a snowflake about this big. But you can also follow these instructions with the bigger ones if you'd like. So if you'd like a big snowflake, you can do that with that, or you can cut it down into 4 and cut those little ones as well. And yes, the embroidery could make a cute ornament. That's a great idea. So follow these instructions. It's a little bit different of a fold than a standard window kite fold. You fold them just in instead of into a triangle, and it makes this beautiful, sweet little snowflake. Now with little ones, all of this folding can be a little tricky. So sometimes if I have like 2 3-year-olds, I pre-fold these, and then the activity more becomes assembling it. So they can use a little glue stick or put some tape and kind of stack their snowflakes however they'd like. If you want, you can also fold white and blue, and you can create multicolored snowflakes. This can still, again, be as open-ended as you want, or if you want to bring your children along the folding, that's a great skill as well. Then our baking day, we're doing these sweet little shortbread cookies. These are just a simple little cookie, and they're yummy and easy and scrumptious. So they're a sweet little shortbread cookie that you roll out. They can poke little decorations on them if you'd like, and they're nice with tea, because of course then the gnomes come inside for tea and cookies, and we have to have tea and cookies, right? So sweet little shortbread cookie, very simple there. And then painting day morning, we're going to do white window crayons. I love this because, especially in somewhere that it doesn't snow a ton, we're in the Pacific Northwest, so it is always exciting when the Snow Queen does finally grace us with her presence. But a lot of times, January is just wet and cold, and so using white window crayons to draw little snowflakes, or what I love to do is to take a block crayon and on the bottom of my windows kind of draw that little kind of snowy, frosty accumulation so that it looks like I have snowy windows. Really fun too. So use those white window crayons. You can draw snowflakes, you can draw a winter scene, and it just kind of helps bring the idea of snowy outsides inside. And then our painting day activity for Snow Week. This is one of my favorites, salt snowflake painting. So this one also is one of those, make a little note. You'll have to prepare the day ahead of time. So take a watercolor piece of paper, we're not soaking it this time, and make little snowflake shapes with Elmer's glue. Just standard Elmer's glue works best. And then sprinkle some salt on top. I tend to like to do a mix of really fine salt and coarse salt. You can use any salt you want, just make sure it's white. We don't want to do the pink Himalayan salt for this because we want it to be nice, white, and snowy. So sprinkle it with some salt and then kind of shake off the excess. And then the next day when it's time for painting, this works really best with that liquid watercolor, as I mentioned, so the Stockmar that you mix in water. But this also can, of course, be done with just regular watercolors as well. And then when they dip their paintbrush onto that snowflake, it just disperses and it's really, really beautiful. So with this, I also like to do blues and purples and kind of cool tones that will mix nicely on their little snowflakes. So this is a really, really beautiful little activity.